So this is one of my Imperial guard busts that I'm working on for my Empire room, and I just wanted to show you this before we start the review. Hey everyone, Scooby-Doo here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Imperial Guard helmet by Rubies. And as you can see in the background there to the right, that's the actual bust one that I'm making for the Empire room. Now before we actually get into the review, I want to go over a few other helmets that Rubies makes. Some of them are decent quality and some of them are really poor quality. So it's really hard to figure out when you do buy a helmet from Rubies if it's going to be good or not. So before we start, like I said, I'm going to show you a couple of other ones. Move this out of the way. So one helmet that they make that's a decent sized helmet is the TIE Fighter helmet. Now this one's made out of a softer plastic, but it is kind of all one piece. I've done a paint job on it, added the hoses, as you can see, and it's actually a decent display helmet. Again, it doesn't really come exactly like this. Like I said, I've done a lot of painting on it, but it does look pretty good and it does fit my head just fine. But again, it's made out of a softer plastic, and now you have, which a lot of people are probably aware of, which is the Darth Vader helmet by Rubies. It's made out of a harder plastic. It has some individual pieces on it, so it's not quite the same as the TIE Fighter helmet, and it's made out of a really hard plastic. Now this one actually comes as, I believe they say a Supreme or a Deluxe helmet. Again, it's a decent helmet for display. It's not really much you can do with it as far as modifying it goes, but it does look really nice on display. And then another type of helmet that they make, slide this over, is the Scout Trooper helmet, which is this one right here. And this one is made out of a different kind of plastic other than the TIE Fighter one. This is kind of a soft, kind of a rubbery plastic. The detail on it's not very good. Now, I also did a paint job on this, and this one actually is small. I mean, I can fit this on my head, but I kind of have to kind of scrape it on there. And yeah, it's not really the quality of the Vader helmet, and definitely not of the TIE Fighter. But they're all from Rubies, so again, it's kind of hard to tell when you purchase a helmet from them. It's not like a Black Series helmet that's made by Hasbro where they're kind of all the same. Rubies kind of, I don't know, I guess they have certain manufacturers that make certain helmets, and this one is just horrible, I think. Even though I did do the paint applications to it. So those are three different types. The TIE Fighter helmet, which is decent. It's made out of a softer plastic. The Darth Vader, which is a harder plastic and more detailed. And then you have this one here, which is just, I don't know. But they're all from Rubies. So you can see where it's kind of difficult sometimes to figure out if you're going to get a decent helmet from Rubies. All right, so now that we've taken a look at those, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Imperial Guard helmet. All right, now that we got it almost out of the box, we can take a little bit closer look. Now this helmet, unlike the other ones, is not made out of plastic. I think it's made out of a resin, a hard resin. Now, one other thing about the helmet too is because it has part of its shoulders, it doesn't really like to set flat on the ground, so you will need a display stand for it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put it on this one. This is actually a shoulder head Mannequin, which is the same one I use for the bust that I'm building in the other room. Go ahead and take this out. And actually too, before I actually show you this on the stand, I'm going to show you the inside of it. It's all black, and again, I believe it's a resin helmet, really heavy. And now we'll go ahead and put it on here. see how that looks. All right, there we go. Now the one nice thing about this being resin is that even though the paint job's really good on it, there are some slight imperfections. So this one is probably the closest type of helmet that you can get for cosplay, and probably the 501st, because you could actually resand this down, prime it, and repaint it. And then you would have an absolutely awesome Imperial Guard helmet. Now it does have a thick visor here. Now you can see through it. It's not that dark. Now the one that I've already made for the bus, I actually painted the inside with the tempera paint because I don't plan on wearing it. But that is a water-based paint, so I can always wipe it off if I decided that I did want to wear the helmet. All right. So you can see the design is really nice. Kind of spin it around, and it is, like I said, it's really heavy. I mean, this is a real like helmet. The only thing I'd be afraid of, obviously, if you drop this on the ground, it would probably shatter or break. Let me get this further back so I can let you guys see a better look. I'll just hold the camera. So again, excuse me, great quality. You have the ability to resand it down if you want, put a primer, put a couple of coats of really nice red paint, and then do a clear finish over it, and you would just have an awesome looking helmet. As far as building the bus goes, you can see that the helmet's a little bit large for the mannequin shoulders. So what I actually did on the bus is I actually added some padding to the shoulders, and then I bought a really cheap velvet cape off of eBay for, I don't know, it's like $4. Wrapped that in, and then I used, excuse me a second. I actually used a force pipe that I got from Rubies. And I'll do another review on this as far as, when we take a look at the cabinet. I got this force pike. I cut it in half, repainted it, because the force pike that you get from Rubies is just really poor quality. It's made out of a really cheap plastic. So that's kind of our look for the bust. And I think it makes a really nice display helmet, but like some of the other helmets, you can actually really cosplay with this. And not like you can't cosplay with the other ones, but this one is really nice. Again, not plastic, resin. Geez, what more to say about it? This would be definitely one that I would purchase if you're thinking about displaying a helmet like this. This Ruby one is really nice. Now these generally range in the 230 range, maybe even 200. I got this off a Halloween store. It was on sale for, I think, 160. So for 160 bucks, a nice resin helmet, I don't think you can go wrong with this. This is probably the best quality helmet that they make, I think, that Rubies makes. And again, it's just kind of really weird because I don't know where they came up with this design and the material that they decided to use. But yeah, it's fantastic. So there we go. It's kind of a little short review, but I did want to get this out to say that if you are looking for this type of helmet, the Rubies one is actually really nice, really heavy, and it's not made out of plastic. All right, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Look for more videos. I'm trying to put out as many as I can, so I'm going to get back to work and see if I can actually get a few more out by next week. So I'll talk to you later, and have a great day.